All right, let's take a look at this problem here. And you can see that we have 6 quarts, 7 pints, and we need to know how many pints there are. So we need to do some conversions. And it also tells us that there are 2 pints in a quart. So since we're going to have to use the 2, the 7, and the 6, this is how we do it. Say, okay, there is the 6, and we have to put that into memory location number 1. There's the 7, that represents the pints, and that goes into memory number 2. Then the number 2, which is what we're going to use for conversion, how many 2 pints in a quart, that goes in memory location number 3. Very simple, right? And the next thing we want to do is move those 3 values into registers. So we have this one. And again, if you want to go ahead and add a parenthesis 6 out here, just to make it a little more understandable when you go back and look at it. So in R2, we have the number 7, and in R3, we have the number 2. Sometimes it makes it a little more understandable. And then we want to take and we want to multiply the 6 quarts that we have times the multiplier of 2, because there is actually 12 pints in 6 quarts. But we have to do that math. So we're going to do a multiply R1, which has a 6 in it, to R3, which has the 2 in it, and 6 times 2 is 12. And we have to take that answer and put it somewhere, because right now the answer is in the accumulator. So we use MAR, which is move accumulator to register, and we'll stick it in register 4. So now we have 12 in register 4, and we have 7 in register 2, and we have to add those 2 together to find out how many total pints we have. So that's the next one. We're going to add what's in R4, which is the 12, to R2, which is the 7. You can see right here. And that's going to be 12 plus 7, and that's going to be 19. And then we have to do something with the 19 because it's an accumulator. And since 19 is our final answer, we're going to do move accumulator to memory and stick it into memory 4, because we have 1, 2, 3 up here, and then that's 4. All right, memory location 4, so you can see. That's just wrapping. That's why that's there. It's not usually on the end. So there you go. And then you can put the halt for a good thing. That's the that. Now, next thing we have to do is code this one. So again, I open up HTML kit. I open up a new file. And if it was blank, I would just go ahead and click on the white tab to open one up. I think I've opened this up from htmlkit.exe enough. I don't have to keep doing that. All right. All right, so the next thing we have to do is we have to put our script tags in. Script. Oops. And then we have to put in our close script tag. So that's /script. All right, and now we need to place our places in memory. And we can see that we have an M1, an M2, M3, M4. And notice these are small m's, not big m's like over here. It doesn't make a difference, just as long as you're consistent. I find it easier not have to keep putting it into capitals. All right, so the next thing we need to do is get those things filled up. So we can say I have a place in memory called M1. I wish to assign to that place in memory 6. That's the first number. And then I'm done. I use a semicolon. I have a place in memory called M2. Wish to assign to that place in memory the number 7. I'm done. I have a place in memory called M3. I wish to assign to that place in memory the number 2. I'm done. All right, so that is, now we have those 3 numbers in 3 places in memory. So now we have to start doing some math. So I'm going to say, okay, I have a place in memory called M4, and I wish to assign to that place in memory what's returned when I take what's in M1 and multiply it, and that's a star, to M3. Good. So that's done. And of course, we could say, well, I'm going to add that to M2, which is a 7. So let's go see if that gives us the correct answer. So I'll do document dot write, and whatever's inside the parentheses is going to be output. So we'll do M4, and let's see if we have 19. So I'll go ahead and preview it, and 19. So it actually worked. And that's because it multiplied these two together and then added that one. The problem is this is complex math, and we never want to do complex math. What we want to do is say, okay, I want to multiply these two numbers together, and then I want to take that and put it in another place in memory called M5 and assign that to the product of M1 and M3, which has happened to be in M4 right now. All right, so first we multiply these two together. That gives us our 12, and we add our 7 to it. The reason why we want to do that is because it makes it easier for us to figure out when things go wrong. Now, I have two more things I have to do. I have created an M5, so I need to add M5 up here. And I need to change this because I don't want to output M4 anymore. I want to input M5. And then when I preview it, it's undefined. So what did I do wrong? That's not right. All right, so M1, M2, 3, 5, M1, M2, 3, M1 to M4 plus M2, and document write M5. Huh. And I don't see anything wrong with that. M1, M3. So, now I am concerned. So one of the things I can do to figure out what's wrong here is say, well, let's go in and look and see what's inside things. So I use an alert for that. And the alert will just show me what's in a place in memory at that point. So before I start adding M1, M4, and M2, I can go, well, let me see what's in M4. And then when I preview it, it'll pop up and show me, oh, there's 12 in there. Okay, so that's good. I'll say, okay, well, let's go ahead and see what's in M2. Preview. And that's 7. All right, well, that's good. And M4, M2. Let's try alert. And let's see what's in M5. So we have 7, and then we have undefined. So something's going on in here. Oh, look what I did. Equal. There you go. But I wanted to show you, I didn't do that on purpose, but it's good to show you, well, how do you figure out what's wrong? And the only way to do it is, well, I can use alerts to say, well, before I get to the document write, what's in M? And I saw that there was the correct answer was here and here, but then when I finish in M5, it showed undefined, and that's because I had, instead of an equal sign, I hit the division here for some reason or other. All right, so now if I run it again, even with the alerts, there you go, 7, now 19, and then 19 shows up. All right, and then I can get rid of these. So if you want to get rid of them, you can. If you want to say, well, I'll keep them around, all you have to do is comment them out. Just don't irritate your instructor by having a bunch of alerts show up. And now when I preview it, just the 19 shows. But if I started building on this, you'll see when things get complicated, using alerts to find out what's in a place in memory at a certain point in your program is a great way to debug and find out what's going on with that. All right, so then I'm going to save this. So I'm going to do File, Save As. I'm still in my lesson 1 folder because we haven't done assignment 1 yet, although this might be lesson 2 or 3. And I'm just going to make this quartz. And I like to not use spaces in my names, not that it matters. Okay, so quarts and pints. and I'll save that. So I recommend that after you do your lessons, you go ahead and save your files. So if I was, again, at this one, I'd go do files, file, save as, and then lesson 1. And for this one, I'll do quarts and pints up codes. There you go. Now you have them. It doesn't hurt, but this right up here, very important. Learning this by reading and watching videos will not work. You need to open up the software, and you need to, even if you just follow me and just retype what I'm doing, at a certain point, you're going to go, oh, okay, I get it now. But before that, just reading it, I get emails all the time from students going, I just don't get it, Mr. Brady. Have you done the lessons? Oh, yeah. I've read all the lessons and I've watched the videos. Have you opened the software and typed it? Then there's a silence. No. Well, there's your problem. If you don't open up the software and type out the solutions and try to do it yourself and then check your answer against what I'm doing, you're not really going to get this. And you're not going to get the value from this class for sure. And assignments are going to be very, very frustrating for you. All right, that's it.